Woody Wommack, joined by National Recruiting Director Mike Farrell, here to talk about a big commitment today. Landon Tengwall commits to Penn State. I think a lot of people saw this coming. He did it exclusively on Rivals.com. A very big deal for Penn State. Can you tell us about it, Mike?
Yeah, he's a kid from a good program, and that's obviously important. They win a good council. This is an important commitment for many different reasons. Obviously, they need the offensive lineman, and he's a special offensive line. He's 6'6", 315, could play guard or tackle. I think right now he's got more of a guard skill set, but he's going to get those feet and come around to tackle. He's a potential five-star kid if he starts to put it together. He's that talented, very, very physical kid too, and jacked up. I mean, this kid is in the weight room all the time. So it's important to get players from programs that constantly produce Division I players. It's important for Penn State to continue to recruit the state of Maryland because it is a bit wide open for them to raid as they did back in the day when Larry Johnson was there under Joe Paterno. And I think this is also a domino effect. Now, Landon Tengwall is not friends with Nolan Rucci. Nolan Rucci is another big-time offensive lineman from Pennsylvania who's looking at Penn State. Nolan Rucci is a very quiet kid. Tengwall is not a quiet kid. But I think what you're going to see is Rucci will take his time, but eventually end up at Penn State, and then you've got your bookend tackles for the next few years, and puts Penn State in tremendous shape. So I like this get for them. He's a tremendous run blocker. Needs to work on his pass pro a little bit, and this is going to help them in the state of Maryland.
Yeah, and guess what? How about him coming up through the old Rivals combine system, all the way from a combine invitee to a borderline five-star?
That's how we find them these days. I mean, back in the day, a good console, Jelani Jenkins and Stefon Diggs and Kendall Fuller, that was all on the ground stuff by Mike Farrell. Now it's combines. We find the kids at the combines, we look at them, we're like, who is that? And he's a freshman or whatever. And then they end up growing into tremendous football players. He reminds me a little bit of Richie Pettibon, if you remember Richie Pettibon. But hopefully he has a better career than Richie, because Richie didn't really pan out at Alabama. But they're kind of the same personality. They just want to crush you. And I love that about it. They have the defensive players mentality on offense, and he just wants to put you on the ground and let you know about it.
All right, so Landon Tengwall committed to Penn State. More coverage at our Penn State site, Blue and White Illustrated. Be sure to check that out and stay locked to Rivals.com for more recruiting coverage.